Okay, now.
All right, guys. Yes, you are welcome back again to Hot Topic. Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Good evening. This beautiful Saturday evening. Yes, it will look as if we've not been here for a long time. Not as if it will look as if we've not been here for a long time. I was trying to keep tabs to know what is going on with the Women's World Cup. I'm really so sorry that we've not been able to, bring it out to your doorstep. But it's never too late. Yes, like they say, better late than never. Yes, better late than never. And of course, as usual, I won't be doing it by myself. By the way, in case you're just joining me for the first time, my name is Peter Jimmy. Yes, you're coming the first in the month of sport. And this evening, I'll be joined by Isabella Ekoma. Yes, a renowned sports journalist herself. And of course, we'll be taking a summary of what has been happening at the World Cup. I know the last time we were here, we talked about how the African ladies were performance, and of course, we see that they all actually came out in the round of 16. And as I'm talking to you now, we are approaching the final of the tournament. Yes, guys, the final will be played tomorrow, and it's going to be England taking on Spain. Now, the big question is, can England do a double? But I'm not going to do it myself. Of course, I have with me, like I said, Isabella Okoma. Isabella, good evening to you. How are you doing this evening?
Fine, later. I'm fine. How is Abuja this evening?
Are you there?
Yeah, I can hear
Hello,
you.
Bella. Good evening. Good evening, darling. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Ito, how is Abuja? Yes, I can hear you. Fine. How is
Abuja
Abuja
is fine.
today?
I'm much better now. You can see me smiling now. Trust me, for the last 2 weeks, I couldn't
Okay.
be here. Oh my God, I was feeling so bad. A lot has happened. A lot has happened at the FIFA Women's World Cup, Isabel. A lot has happened. And of course,
Yeah, yeah,
we
you
took a
told
look.
me. Thank God you're hell and hearty. Yeah, hello.
Okay, okay, I guess we're back right now. Bella, are you there? I guess
Yes.
we're going to struggle with the
Yeah,
network a
I
bit.
can hear you.
The weather has been really funny. Yeah, the weather has been really funny. So, Isabel, a quick one. I was saying before we went off slightly that the FIFA Women's World Cup is almost
Yeah, it
over.
hasn't been.
It's going to be Spain,
Okay.
England tomorrow. Spain, England tomorrow, and of course, our African ladies. Of course, we all know they all went out in the round of 16. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Please, taking a look at let's start from there. Taking a look at their performance. I mean, a country like, we know the Super Falcons were, of course, going to make it through to the round of 16. But, South Africa had lost two of their
Hmm.
matches. Oh, no, not two. They lost one, they drew the other one. And of course, we're waiting for their last game to see if they will make it through to the round of 16, which they eventually did. However, the team that would say kind of surprised me in making it to the round of 16 was Morocco. Although I wasn't really expecting much, but they were able to make it to the round of 16. And even Germany, that thrashed them, I think, was it 5-0 or 6-0 in the first game, in the first group game, actually went home before Morocco.
Six zero.
How would you rate,
Yes.
yeah, how would you rate
Ah.
the performance how would you rate the performance of the African teams, at the FIFA Women's World Cup? Even though they all went out in the round of 16, how would you rate their performance? Did you hear what I said? I said, how would you rate the African team's performance? How would you have rated their performance? Even though they
Well,
all went out.
I have to be very honest here. The African teams actually surpassed previous records by, qualifying for the round of 16. I mean, three African countries out of the four. Yes, I heard him.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Well, in the round of 16, yeah, I'll give them a 6/10 because the four African countries that went to this World Cup, three qualified for the round of 16, which has never happened before now. So when you look at what actually transpired, Morocco were given a heavy bashing by Germany by 6 goals to
Yeah,
nothing. And then they
yeah,
bounced back in the second game and in the third game, and they were able to qualify, although they also lost scandalously by 4 goals to nil in the round of 16. Then you talk about
yeah,
Zambia, who shipped in about 10 goals and then scored twice. Um, they were the ones that actually disappointed me, although they are debutants anyway. I thought
okay,
with the way that they defeated Germany 6-2 in the friendlies, that maybe actually this time that we could have given, they could have given us a surprise, maybe doing well and qualifying for the round of 16, which didn't happen, but it's still okay. Then you talk about Nigeria, who never lost in that tournament, who had no
mm,
business even crashing out at the round of 16. We outplayed England, but tactically we were deficient because when you play over 35 minutes with a woman advantage, a player advantage, you're supposed to score goals. Of course, we didn't score goals. We allowed it to
yeah,
enter the penalties. And then you saw what happened in the penalties. It was as if they
oh,
were just very confused. Stanway missed her penalty. And then Desire Paranozi, who just took like 6 or 7 minutes before entering the penalties, had to play the same penalty kick, just the same way that Stanway played. And she lost it. It balanced. Then what about Michelle Alozie, who have been very, very outstanding in that very game? Had to use her left foot to play a penalty. What for? She's not a left footer. So I wonder what happened, what came into her head to try to experiment at the expense of over
mm,
so many Nigerians who are banking on them qualifying from
yeah,
that round of 16 to the quarterfinals. It could have made very big headlines. Of course, it made headlines, but then we are home. It could have been a very good headline that Nigeria continued their dominance over England, because before that game, Nigeria has never lost to England. The last time we played them was a friendly in 2004. I think we defeated them by 2 goals to 1. The other time was a 3-3 draw. We've never lost against England. And now, over the years, their football improved and they are the European champions, ranked number 4 in the world. So it could have made a
yeah,
very big headline if we had dumped them out of the competition, but it didn't happen that way. So I said there is
yeah,
still room for improvement for African teams. I believe with
yeah,
this, with what have happened so far, the confidence is back. Morocco will try to qualify for another World Cup, or even Tunisia, or even Algeria. Other African countries have seen what has happened in the World Cup, and apart from it,
mm-hmm.
there is money made in this World Cup. The teams
Yeah,
all
sure.
made their monies. So yeah, so it will be a very big motivation, because I'm very sure in the next World Cup in 2027 that FIFA will also increase the prize money for women football. So
Sure.
I
I
think
do so too.
African teams will do well in the next World Cup. For now, I'll rate them 6/10.
You were saying for now. Sorry, I lost you for a few seconds. You were saying for
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yes. I said for now I'll rate them 6/10, at least with Nigeria's not losing cup
Any game
actually
at all
made
in
it
this
possible
tournament.
for African teams to yes, to give them that rating.
Okay, you actually talked about money and the possibility of FIFA increasing, you know, the prize money and all that. Do you think it is because of the performance so far? Yes, we know they actually increased more teams. You know, there were more teams that played in this World Cup than in the previous World Cup, and this is the first time the Women's World Cup was co-hosted. Do you think
Yes.
we'll see more of this co-hosting, in future when it as regards women's football? And again, do you think that the prize money is going to be increased? Do you think the prize money will be increased because of, the this performance? Because I think um, there are still some teams who still think the women ought to earn better and all that. Is it going to be based on the performance on this World Cup, or because women are actually campaigning, they're actually, clamoring for equal pay with the men?
Well, FIFA has done very well in increasing and tripling it because it was triple of what the World Cup of what happened in 2019 in France. I mean, the prize money is triple of
Yeah,
it this year. FIFA has done very well in that aspect. And we also must acknowledge that the Women's World Cup, that so many other persons watched Women's World Cup. I think that was yesterday. I was watching the news and I heard that FIFA made over $500 million just in this World Cup. The TV viewership increased, especially in Australia. When Australia qualified for the quarterfinals, I think it was 7.5 million views. It has never happened in that country. It was what happened in Australia. And you're not going to talk about Australia. You're talking about also all over the world. People now want to see the women watch. They want to watch women football. And
yeah.
you can agree with me that there has been a lot of improvement. You saw the type of goal that Sam Kerr scored
Oh
against
no, please.
England.
Ah,
It's a
that's
goal
even
that
beautiful
can be
God. Oh my
equaled,
goodness,
can be
that goal
likened
was
to
out of
a
this
Cristiano
world.
Ronaldo goal. It
Yeah,
could be likened to a Lionel Messi goal, a Neymar goal,
I
an Mbappe goal, a Haaland goal. So you can see a very big improvement in women football. Yes, yes. No, it was out of I screamed my lungs
that
out
was the only
when it
voice.
happened. I screamed so far because I wasn't expecting that kind of reaction from Sam Kerr, but she did it. She did it. They were just unlucky and they shot themselves on the foot anyway because the second goal shouldn't have happened if the defender has cleared it. The third goal also
It
shouldn't
was
have
a it
happened,
was a
but
defensive
it did.
blunder.
So
It
what
was
I'm trying to say here is maybe right now we may not clamor for that equal pay because as women's football increased, so our men's football viewership increased
yeah,
also.
sure.
So it's a two-way stuff. When the men bring in more money, the women also bring more money, but it may not be the equal pay for now because male football will still garner more viewership for now than female football. So we are happy. Yeah, we are happy. We have to tell ourselves the truth. We are happy with the increase in viewership for women football. But we are not happy with the increase in viewership for men
Oh my
football.
goodness, the network is acting up again. So sorry about that, guys. Well, in case you're just joining us, you can also drop your comment. You can contribute by answering the question. Yes, we are running a summary of the Women's World Cup. And of course, like I said, yes, if you can see on the scroll bar, um, who do you think will win it? Who do you think will win this World Cup? It's going to be Spain against England tomorrow. Mm. Who will win it? Both of these teams, none of them have ever won it before. Who do you think will win it? I think we lost Isabella right there. Let's see if we can get her back. Let's see if we can get her back. In case you're just coming in, we're taking a look at the FIFA Women's World Cup 2023 that was co-hosted by Australia and New Zealand. Yes, New Zealand, they actually went out. They fell out of the competition in the group stage. However, Australia lost in the third place match they played earlier on today to Sweden. They lost to Sweden and they finished fourth. That's the best finish they've had so far. Yes, in their history. And a lot has really happened at this World Cup. A lot has really happened at this World Cup. So many records broken. We've seen ladies. I mean, Isabel a while ago was talking about the goal that Sam Kerr scored against England. It was really magnificent. I actually feel probably it was a defensive blunder that cost Australia that game. However, I'm not going to take it away from the three Lionesses because they came prepared for they came prepared into that game. They did their best, and trust me, that's why they took all the chances and made sure they didn't miss any chance at all. The three Lionesses made sure they came on board when they were called. All right, I think we've got Isabella right back. Isabel, welcome. Sorry, I guess we had a little bit of network glitch.
Thank you. Sorry. I'm having a bit of all these things, network issues and all that.
I know.
But
Once
I'm
it
back now.
rains like this, yes, once it rains, it's a problem. I understand, my sister. I do. Okay. You were talking about clamoring for equal pay. That it is not yet time for women football, like women in football, to start clamoring for equal pay. And of course, but for me, there's something that actually piqued my attention, and it is the attendance. It is the attendance in the Women's World Cup this year, both in New Zealand and in Australia. We kept seeing people come out, fans came out, families. You saw children. I mean, when Australia was taking on England in the semi-final match, my goodness, you see children come out there, and they were saying, even if the Matildas don't win, we are here to support them. Even though the Matildas don't win, we are here to support them. Even though the Matildas don't win, we're here to support them. I mean, it was really lovely to watch. Children were out there, men and women were out there. You could see the young, the old, everyone came out to make sure they supported the Matildas. I really think that this has actually improved, or should I say, brought some significant growth to women football in Australia. And of course, Sam Kerr was one of the FIFA rated players in this tournament. Although I don't want to say sadly, but I don't want to use the word sadly because it look as if I'm feeling pity or something for her. But I would say rather disappointing that she had to pick up an injury. She picked up an injury when she was preparing for this tournament, and she didn't get to start a match in this tournament until they played in the semi-final. Meaning, if they had probably lost in the quarterfinals, she probably wouldn't have started any match at all. You understand? So she was only able to start a match in this tournament when they played the semi-final against England. And truthfully, that comeback was massive. The comeback was massive. Is, I think that goal will be one of the contenders for the best goals in the FIFA Women's World Cup 2023 because that goal was magnificent. I have a mentor, yes, who actually posted it on social media today saying, look, I made a mistake not following the women's football, and sadly, it's going to end tomorrow. I didn't expect this, but what made him say this? He actually saw the game against, he watched the third place match between Australia and Sweden, and he said, oh my goodness, I can't believe women play this well. If you haven't been paying attention to women's football, this is the time. This is the time. Pay attention because women's football is here to stay. Women's football is here to stay. We are not going anywhere anytime soon. So make sure you catch the bug. Most of these ladies are playing in different leagues across the globe. You just pick your favorite, look up on them, and see where they are playing. We have two England doors. I've forgotten. Let me see. I'll try and remember the name right now. Name just up ahead. Both of them are playing in Manchester City women team in England, and they've been playing since when they were little girls. I'm talking about Russo and what's this other lady's name? I'm going to remember before I wrap up. Honestly, they have really done well for themselves. So if you were not one to pay attention to women's football, you better start doing that right now. However, my question is the tournament comes to a close tomorrow. The tournament winds up tomorrow, a few hours from now, because Australia is ahead of time. They're ahead of us when we talk of time. While it's almost 8 p.m. here, it's like about early morning, late night where they are. So now, who do you think will win it? England won the England are the European champions after defeating Germany. Now, Spain and England are meeting in the finals. England actually knocked Spain out in the Euros quarterfinal last year. Yes, let's see. With this team meeting together again, just a few months down the line, do you think it's going to be a repeat of what happened before? Let me hear from you. Okay? Let me hear from you. You can drop your comments here and I'll gladly respond to it. You may not join me live, but who says I'm gone when I leave the live stream? I'll be in the comment section, guys. Just let me know, who do you think will win the FIFA Women's World Cup 2023? Will it be Spain? Will it be England? I would love to really hear from you. I would love to hear from you. Yes, a couple of other things I wanted to talk about. I hope we can get Isabel back. Hopefully, the internet will have us allow us. I mean to say, hopefully, the internet will allow us bring her right back. Okay, guys. I hope the internet will allow us bring her back because she's been trying to come back. Let's see. Because I have something interesting to. I have another interesting story to talk about this evening. I want to share that with you. Let's see if we can get Isabel back. Hello, Isabel. Are you there? Are you there,
Yeah, I can
Isabel?
hear you. I'm really sorry. I don't know why the network is this crappy this night.
Oh, sorry, my darling. I don't think it has to do with night. I think it has to do
Yeah,
generally
I
with the
can hear
network.
you. I'm there. I
Yeah,
can hear you.
yeah, I think it's just a general
I
thing.
can hear you.
Okay, so let me quickly dive into it. Let's see if we can just do 30 minutes or so. So there's something interesting going on in both in the in the Spanish squad. Now there's something happened. All right, in this in the Spanish women's squad. Now after
Okay.
Spain's
Yeah.
extra time victory, yeah, after Spain's extra time victory over Netherlands at the quarterfinal stage, now their coach, Wilder, ran to the pitch. He ran to the pitch to celebrate with his players. However, his players ignored him. His players ignored him. Now, a clip of Wilder clenching his fist, celebrating with himself while his players kept their distance. Of course, this clip went viral and it started making people, pay more attention to this
Mm.
team. Now, there have been a deep division between the Spanish coach, George Vilda, and his players during the Women's World Cup. But the team has still made it through to the final, to play with England. Now, this rift, you may be wondering when it all started. Now, the division in this Spain squad is deep rooted and of course I predated to this tournament. Now, after the defeat by England in the Euro 2022 quarterfinals, because it was England that actually knocked them out of the Euros in the quarterfinals, and they are facing the same England again in the final. Now, players actually set up a video call with Luis Rubiales, the president of the Spanish Federation. That was in August, and of course they've been unhappy, and they've been unhappy with their preparation for the Euros and Vilda's tactics during the tournament. They believed, oh, sorry about that, Isabel. So I'll take that a bit again. So they had been unhappy with their preparation for the Euros. And of course, Vilda's tactics, of course, during the tournament as well. Now, um, they believe that his training methods were ineffective and his in-game management was non-existent. Now, Spain has said to have done little, if any, video preparation on England. Okay, sorry to say that. Spain seemed to have been holding on to all this. Yes, there were complaints. There were complaints about the way he's been behaving. Spain have been, holding on to all this has been happening. There've been complaints around the builder's conduct, and they alleged that he created a controlling environment. Yes, they said he created a controlling environment with the Spanish, ladies, and of course there were some media outlets, there were some newspapers reporting that players were forced to, keep their doors open. Yes, there were some reports from some Spanish newspapers that he forced these players to keep their doors open, and of course, he forced them to keep their doors open until midnight so that he can check for himself. He can check for himself if they were there before he goes to sleep. This is something that really bothers my mind. Okay, I think we have Isabel right back. Isabel, so sorry. Glad to have you back. So sorry, darling. But I was
Yeah,
talking
thank
about
you.
yeah, I was talking about the Spanish story. You know, we actually talked about this
Yes.
before we came on live, and I said this
Mm.
incident about the Spanish women, football players actually talking about the tactics of the coach, that he actually created a controlling environment. I mean, there were newspaper reports, there were reports
Mm.
in some media outlets that he actually forced these players to keep their doors open to 12 midnight so that he can be the one to come and check if they were in their rooms, before he goes to sleep. I mean, there was a whole lot of things, but I just want to, point this out. The fact that they're saying he's a controlling, like he creates a controlling environment, and he goes as far as asking them, if somebody comes to see them or they're stepping out, he's asking them, where are you going to? Who are you going to see? And I mean, the fact that he wants them to keep their doors open till 12 midnight, like don't close your door. Let me come and check myself to know who is in your room before I go to bed. Is it proper for a coach to do that? I mean, I don't know if they do that with the male counterparts, but is it really proper?
Oh.
I know as a coach you're in charge of I know you're in charge of the team, but is it proper for a coach to go that far? Because this is some of the things that they cited as the problem between the coach and the players. And this team plays England tomorrow. Unlike England, the coach has a very cooperative atmosphere, a very cooperative environment where you see the players carrying her, with as they keep
Oh, yeah.
excelling in this tournament. You see them lifting her, embracing
Yeah.
her, and giving all that. And there's
Ah.
this hostility in the Spanish camp. Taking a look at these two teams before going straight into what we're talking about the Spain. Looking at the atmosphere, who do you think is rightly with a better atmosphere to win this tournament?
Well, if you're judging it by the coach ways, of course, I wouldn't say I've given it to England because with the way the Spanish side have played, it hasn't even shown all those strictness given meted out to them by their coach. It hasn't reflected in the team, meaning that the team play their normal way of playing when they come into the pitch. They are very business-like. They are very professional. They are not allowing all those strict rules by the male coach to affect them. I mean, the Spanish side. So we wouldn't judge it by then. Tomorrow we determine. But addressing that issue, I think the Spanish coach is overdoing things. You don't do that with players. We are talking about adults here. It is the senior women team. How can you control women that way? Even if it's a female coach does not monitors the females. Try even telling them not to close their doors by 12. They could even blame you. They can accuse you of sexual harassment, and you go in
Yeah,
for it because you've gone past your boundary. It is not done anywhere. I don't know why he had to do that. I don't know who gave him that power to do that. Because if it's with the male team, of course, he can't be controlling the male teams. How can you tell somebody like Sergio Ramos not to close his door? Or Rodrigo? Or how can even a
yeah,
Gavi, a young Gavi, you can't even tell him that. You can't tell Spanish players how to live their lives. What you should even be more concerned is what they will put their input in the field of play and not what happens outside the field of play, which of course they are not even being irresponsible. They are not going clubbing, they are not partying. So why would you control women that way? And that is why FIFA has actually wanted female coaches to manage female teams because a woman is quite different. from a male player. When a female player can be in her monthly flu and will not be in a good mood and will enter the pitch of play. It takes a woman to know psychologically that she is not even prepared for that very game. Or even if she is prepared, the female coach will tread it carefully with her because she understands what she is passing through. Unlike when a male coach takes care of women. Because I can remember then during our stay in 2016 in Jordan. The coach that was with us, it was Coach Bala. But Coach Bala gives the players their freedom. His assistant is Coach Wayne. Sometimes Coach Bala sends Coach Wayne to find out what is happening with the female players. He does not enter the female teams. He doesn't enter their rooms. He sends Coach Queen to do all those findings, and Coach Queen reports to him. That is giving the female players their privacy, and which is what the Spaniard coach hasn't done with the players. But I'm glad that these girls are not really reflecting that on the pitch of play. When they go when they go to play, they take it very professionally and they are very business-like about it. So if you're comparing both, you would say that the English team will take the day because Sarina Wegma has been very friendly with her team. She has been very friendly with the girls, and the girls, of course, when your coach is very friendly with you, when your coach treats you very well, you want to win the trophy, not only for yourself but also for the coach for putting in the hard work. So tomorrow we actually determine what will happen, not really the off field shenanigans by the Spaniard coach.
All right. Now I wanted to add that they said this. According to the report, this thing, is you can date it as back as the 2019 World Cup that happened in France, and they said this practices has been dropped, kind of dropped. But you can see there's still animosity between the players and the coach till now. I don't know if you get the point. So it's like more or less like, okay, if the federation don't want to sack him, maybe we're just playing for ourselves. I don't know if they even take instructions, and all that. Because all these things were probably, all these things were done, way back in 2019 in France at the Women's World Cup in France. And of course, they still carried that with them in the Euros last year. And of course, they are here now. They're actually here now at the FIFA Women's World Cup here in Australia and New Zealand. And you can still see the animosity in the team when they don't go to celebrate with him. When they won the Netherlands, he ran. Normally, extra time. He ran in there to embrace or say. I just pulled away from him, and you can see him clenching his fist, just celebrating all by himself. If the team doesn't want to, why do you need to stay? Why do you need to stay? Is it a must? I'm going to look at it in the aspect of the federation. Do the federation have a right to force a coach on the players? Because since the work environment is not really conducive for these players, do they really need to force, is it right for them to force this coach on the players if they really don't?
No, it is not right. The coach is even he's a lucky man. Why I said he's a lucky man is that the players do not want to sabotage his work. I know players, you will talk yours and they will go into the pitch and do whatever they want to do. Yes, if the players had wanted them to sack him at the expense of their own success, they could have sabotaged all his efforts. They could have played badly, and they will get bad results. But at the end of the day, they've checked it out. If they are doing these things, they are also, sabotaging their own success. So they don't really have to go to that extreme, to protest on what they really want. I would even want it after this World Cup, whether they win or not, that the federation should look into this. We are women, and women have a way of doing things. When a woman doesn't want you, there is nothing on earth that you will do that will change their mind. Already they
That's
have already made up their mind that they don't want to accept him because of his methods, and he himself doesn't want to change his methods. So they are still doing, he is still doing the same thing that he has been doing in 2019. So one thing is sure: whatever happens tomorrow, the federation has to look into this. It cannot continue, because when you look at the male teams, nobody does this with the male team. Okay, what if, let me create this scenario. What if it's a woman that is managing the male team? Can that woman put up all these strict rules
and it
to
will be
control the male?
accepted.
It doesn't happen.
Mm,
Yeah, and it will
yeah.
be accepted. So the
Mm,
federation owes it to these players to look into this matter and trash it out as early as
true,
possible.
true, true. All right, Isabel, I don't want to take much of your time, but let me ask you this final question. Yes, Spain takes on England tomorrow. Who do you think will win? Can England do a double?
No, I don't want England to win anyway, but they have the team to
Oh,
beat the Spaniards. I don't want
okay.
England to win. I never even want. I didn't even want them to reach the finals. I have to be sincere. But then I have to acknowledge that they have a tactician who is very good. I mean, sorry. I mean, Coach Sarina. Coach
Serena
Sarina
Williams.
is a very hard one. Yes. And I wouldn't want a situation whereby she will also be heartbroken like she was and 4 years ago, which of course 4 years ago she lost. She lost with she took Netherlands to the finals, and she lost
Yeah.
against USA, losing
USA,
again in
yeah.
another final. Yeah, in another final. Psychologically, it has a very bad impact on a coach or even the players that she
You see,
took
because you
to
just
the
said
World Cup.
this, because you
Yeah?
just said this, it puts me, yeah, because you just said this now, I will ask you another question. Now, they're already saying that if she actually wins this, making it a double, that she'll be in line to succeed Karen Southgate. That's the male
No,
coach.
nah.
I
That's a
don't think
banter
if she
now.
does a double, she's
No.
likely to get the opportunity.
No, 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 no. That's a banter now. No, who is going to take that serious? No, no, no.
Oh,
It can. It doesn't. Even it's just like you. It's just like them saying that Gareth Southgate will stop being the male coach and start being the female coach. It doesn't.
coach.
It doesn't work that way. I think it's a banter. It's just to show Gareth Southgate how to win a final. It's just a way of, telling him this is how to win a final. There is no way you'll be going to finals and you'll be crashing out, or maybe crashing out at the semi-finals. I think that's where this banter came in.
Yeah, yeah. 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 All right, Isabel, thank you very much. Thank you so much. I said we're going to do maximum 40 minutes and we are almost done. Yes, it's just 38 minutes. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Since you want Spain to win, well, fingers crossed. But I know, yes, the Spaniards, they've been on fire from the very first game.
Uh,
England, to be honest, England, I think they were quite lucky because the Super Falcons, like you said, didn't take their chances. And they had 35 minutes
at
to,
all.
seal the game, go ahead and all that because they were. I think they kind of gained confidence after they defeated the Super Falcons. I think that was what happened. They
Yes.
kind of gained confidence from then on because from the very first group game, we saw the way England performed and all. So I must say a big
Hate
thank you
you.
to you
Yeah.
for joining me this evening. By the way, guys,
Thank
the Women's World Cup wraps up tomorrow. Yes, when we come next week, we will briefly just talk about how it went and then to see actually who won. But from now
you.
on, we will be talking about football. Yes, of course, we know that the leagues are all out right now. Yes, most
Mm.
leagues are playing their second group game so far. Yes, Isabella's team, Manchester United, I'm not
Second
going to go
matches.
there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to Isabella's team, Manchester United, but trust me, there's a whole lot going on and a whole lot to talk about. So
You can
we
go
will be
there if you
bantering
want to.
a lot. Everybody, come and
You're
support your
you're
people.
free.
If you're a
You're
Manchester
you're
United
free.
fan, if you're a Manchester United fan, come and line up behind Isabel. Yeah, I'll be happy that some other people come in. Yes, we'll have it will be a full house, guys. It will be a full house. The Women's World Cup is wrapping up, and of course, we'll be heading straight into football season, fully into the football season. Yes, if you like the Serie A, you like the La Liga, you like the Bundesliga, whatever one. Is it the EPL? Well, if not Saudi Arabia said, let's go, because you know that's where Ronaldo he has taken most of the big players to Saudi Arabia. We'll be giving you stories, of course, updates on all that and everything. So a big thank you. Just
Yes.
keep it locked until we come back next time. Isabel, thank you once again. And guys, as I sign out, please don't forget, I'll be in the comment section. Just drop your comments and tell us who you think will win between England and Spain as they play the final at the Women's World Cup tomorrow. Until I come your way next time, my name is goodbye for now. Bye bye, Bella. Thank you.